I'm so happy you're here.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my God, thank you for coming.
You look amazing, by the way.
Okay, you always look amazing, by the way. As I was just saying, I'm looking at your Instagram being like so intimidated by your staggering beauty.
Oh my God, thank you. I have a girl crush on you, so.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, I was like, you're so awesome.
Flattered. Okay, I'm like definitely blushing at this point because I'm like, what? She does? Okay, thank you. You've made my year. I feel like women must tell each other how great they are literally all the time.
Yeah, we have to compliment each other because we already know we have that inner critic that's telling us that we're not good enough and that blah, blah, blah. And like, this isn't going to do what I think it's. So like, we have to have other people be like, oh no, I see the inside and I see the outside and like, it's working. And we have to accept compliments also. I think it's like something about being an entrepreneur too. It's like, and someone's like, your business is doing great. I'm like, no, we're not. We're actually not hitting our goals. And I'm like, no, wait, like we're actually doing it. Like even before I came here, I realized I forgot products and I was like, oh wait, we're in enough stores now that like I can go and find the product in a store and then just bring it with me. And
I was how satisfying is that?
I was like, you know what? That's a win. So I'm just going to take it.
Okay, that's not like a small win. That's like a massive, enormous, gigantic win because we're not talking about like this random tiny little store over here.
I got this one at Gelson's. So Gelson's has been our biggest retail launch so far. So if you're in Southern California, we're at Gelson's. We're on Target.com. So you can order on Target.com, but we are targeting CVS for next year. Like that is vision board for this next year.
Let's make that happen.
Yeah.
Let's just lock it in.
Like
that's where I was seeing it in my mind. And actually I passed a CVS last night and I was like, maybe I should just run in there and grab some Rif Care.
See, that's a manifestation that you did though. Even though it wasn't in there, you told the universe it needs to be in there.
Though? And when I did see it, I like saw the aisle in my mind.
I love that for me.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, where else can we find this? Are we in Rite Aid?
No, not yet. Okay, so we're in Erewhon and we're in Gelson's, right? And we're in New Seasons. We're in Market of Choice. So we're all on the West Coast right now. Okay. So we're really launching into like the larger retailers that are on the West Coast.
Yes.
So just kind of going small at first, testing out our velocity, which is like how many units we're moving and how the customers like it and what their feedback is. And then getting all of our products into the store. So right now, some just have pads. Some stores have pads and tampons. It's like, can we get the period underwear in there?
Yeah.
So we're just going little by little and also kind of testing the consumer appetite and like seeing what they want. We have to do packaging updates. Like there's small things with the business. So,
okay. So let's just talk about the business.
Yeah.
All right. And then also I'm putting a pin in other places because one of the things I wanted to see is it in Lazy Acres? Okay. I'm taking the pin out.
Yes. Yeah. It's in Lazy Acres.
I love Lazy Acres.
Yeah.
I used to live in Santa Barbara.
Oh yeah.
And I love Lazy Acres.
It's so cute.
Oh my God. It's so good.
You know, everything in there is super legit. It's so I love that store.
And great gifts and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm so happy to know it's there. Okay, so obviously we're talking about Rif Care.
Yes.
You are the founder and CEO of.
Yes.
When did you start this?
So we launched in June of 2022. So we're actually pretty new. We started working on it at the end of 2021. Yeah, we're super
You're kidding me and you're already on Target.com?
Yeah.
Okay, talk about Girl Crush. I mean, are you serious? That's amazing.
See, that's what I mean though, of like, I'm like, oh, like we haven't hit $1 million in sales this year. And I'm like, you know what? I think we're actually okay. Like I can see that coming up in the future with our current trajectory. And like, I just need to be happy where I am. Yeah. So it's like almost 1.5 years now. And it's me and my co-founder, Rebecca. And so, yeah, we launched last June. We launched like exclusively with Erewhon. We were like, let's just test out the customers who we know our customers, like the crazy wellness health nuts. And like they bought it up and they ate it up. So then we just moved into more stores. And that's kind of how we're doing, just little by little. So we're self-funding at this point. So
good for you.
Yeah.
God, that's amazing. Okay. Well, I see it as like the sky's the limit. And there is no limit with this guy for sure.
Thank you.
Because this product is really incredible.
Thank you.
Like really, I'm going to grab it.
Oh yeah. You've got super tampons there and overnight pads because that was all that wasn't sold out at the store. So,
and I mean, look, like we were saying, sold out is a good thing and also not a good thing.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to be sold out because it's like, okay, now my sales like in the computer look like they're super low, but it's really because like everyone bought it last week. But please reorder on time, people.
Please reorder.
Yeah, on time.
Yeah, on time. All right. So why did you start this?
Oh God. I mean, there's quite a few reasons, but really I really made something that I needed.
Yeah.
So a few years ago, I was having just really bad hormonal imbalance. Like I was going to the doctor every week. They were testing me for, you know, like, do you have some type of immune deficiency? Do you have some type of STD? They were testing me for everything every 3 weeks. Yeah. It was crazy. It's like,
And what was going on? You were in pain?
I think it was extreme stress. I was in a relationship that wasn't very healthy. I'd gone through the Malibu fire and then we got completely displaced and I was living in another country because we didn't have anywhere to live really. Like there was nowhere to really rent in Malibu. And we thought we were going to move to this house. And then that whole idea was just like, no. And then it's like I had a miscarriage and then I had a young kid. And then it was like just a perfect storm. You know what I mean? Like super financially stressed out at the time.
Yeah.
It was just a perfect storm for me to be very stressed out to the point where like I had, you know, whether it was a yeast infection or a UTI, like there was consistently something. Oh, yeah. So I did this change of everything in my life, really. I like threw away all of my Lululemon leggings because I know this is like the first thing. I changed all my period care. I was like, I need to get rid of anything that's synthetic, anything that's sprayed with chemicals.
Wow.
I changed all of my underwear to like hemp and cotton underwear.
Wow.
And then I just started using a lot of hemp clothing and I was like, wait, I'm in love with hemp as a fiber, right? Like everyone uses like CBD to fall asleep or whatever, but I was like, this is amazing. Can we use this in disposable period products? And no one had done it before.
Yeah.
So I had this idea and I emailed factories and they were like, no, it's not possible. But then like a year and a half later, I started talking to like this new friend that I'd met and he just happened to be an investor. And I was like, I had this idea. And the next time I met up with him, he's like, I want to support you in doing that. Like I want to invest in your company. There was no company to invest in.
No way.
Yeah. And so he like he gave us our first check and I was like this doesn't happen. You know what I mean? He's like a very powerful investor in the investor world. And he gave us our first check. And I think it's just because he believed in me as a person.
Yeah.
And I was doing it alone. And then Rebecca, my co-founder, stepped in. She also had dealt with like infertility for years and she saw the mission and she was like, yes. So she joined just to help me as a friend. And I was like, you need to be the co-founder. I literally feel like you would die for this company. Like, you need equity. So,
Good. Yeah. I love that. God, it was just meant to be.
I think so. Yeah.
Okay, so it's made out of hemp.
It's made out of hemp fiber and organic cotton.
The pads.
The pads, the period underwear, the tampons will be made out of hemp soon. We're doing you have to go through FDA for that. So it's just a matter of time and submitting everything to get that done. But everything is top of the line. Like I've tried every product and I'm like, what is not only the most comfortable, but the most efficient, right? Like even with the tampon, I can't do tampons. Like I leak and I can't do cups because my uterus is tilted. So I'm like, what are like the best tampons I can use that won't cause me pain, that won't shed, like all these things.
Yes.
Because as I'm learning about this, I'm like, that's an issue I never thought about. That's an issue I never thought about. And I'm starting to talk to women and it's like, they didn't even know what was in the product. So how can I educate on what's in the products and also make them much better? Because I don't just want to be like, this is organic, try it. It's like, no, this is the best product that you will actually use. And it might not be my product. It might be someone else's.
Yeah.
But you need to find something that works for you. And so I really made a company where I was like, this is the best for me. I'm wearing our period underwear right now. I'm on day 3 of my period. Yeah, it's awful. But my underwear are freaking great. Like I'm going to get up, this chair is going to be clean.
Okay, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And so the underwear, okay, like there's so many questions right now.
Yeah.
All right. So the underwear, you've got them on.
Yeah, leak proof.
Actively bleeding.
Period proof.
What does it feel like?
People always ask that. You know when you first start your period, but then you think like, oh, maybe I didn't start it. Like maybe I'm just wet. No, it's like you just have that kind of free feeling.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I was bleeding. Like that's how it is in period underwear.
Wow.
You're just freely bleeding. Like I trademarked free to bleed because I was like, we need to do a whole campaign on that.
Yeah.
Like free to bleed, free to be, because you just get to kind of feel like you don't have to worry about anything. And then you just throw them in the wash after you put them in this little wash bag. You just put them in the wash with everything else.
What?
And the blood just washes out and then you just wear them again.
Okay, that is so cool.
I'm like always like telling people, you just need to try them. Even if it's just for sleep, they're life-changing. Like just bleed into your underwear. Literally bleed into your underwear. It'll change your life.
I want to.
I'm going to send you a pair.
Oh my God, please do.
Yeah.
Now I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Like
especially for sleep.
The night thing is such an ordeal. I'm like the super, then the pad, then I put down 2 towels after I'm wearing literally 2 pairs of sweatpants.
Yeah.
And
I need a picture of this.
That's just because I don't want to have to wash my sheets.
I know.
because that cuts into my day.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're like, oh no, this is possibly stained. Like there's so many.
Well, yeah. And they're like really nice sheets. And I'm like, like, no, I can't do this right now. Like with a fitted sheet right now. No.
I know.
Oh my God.
It makes it
so
sexier,
cool.
actually. Like it makes your period sexier. Like I wanted to make this TikTok video where I'm talking about kind of how you're like, I don't want to sleep over. Like when a guy asks you to sleep over, like a friend asks you to sleep over on your period. Yeah. And you're like, ooh, I don't want to risk it. But it's like, no, actually there's no risk anymore. Just put on the period.
So you just don't leak?
You just don't leak. And I'm heavy. Like I'm someone who can change a pad like every 2 hours. Like I'm very heavy.
How does this work?
I don't actually know science.
Okay, who's in charge of the science?
Rebecca, she's the scientist.
Okay, I'm sure that someone is.
Well, I do product development, but together we just found, we just tested. These are actually samples that I got like 2 years ago that I'm wearing right now. But there's a leak-proof layer, and then the top is like a hemp and organic cotton and eucalyptus fiber layer, and the whole thing's made with eucalyptus and hemp, so they're super comfortable. And then there's like a recycled polyester layer on the inside, and the recycled polyester layer is what makes them leak-proof. So that is what makes you be able to just like wear them.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Like with not even a care in the world.
No, not a care in the world.
Like I could wear them with white pants.
Yeah. My sister was wearing white and I was like, didn't you just say you're on your period? And she's like, I'm wearing your products. Like, you know?
No way.
Yeah. And they were like on day 3. So they were like, it's not like day 1. Like day 1, I'd probably be more comfortable in a dress like this.
Sure.
But it does take the guessing, especially like because sometimes you wear tampons and then you're going to leak. Yeah. And then it's great to just have that backup. Do you know what I mean? Because you're like, look, I'm going to be out of the house for like 10 hours running errands. And like, there's going to be probably a moment in between changing them where like, I could start to leak. If you're heavy like me.
God. Yeah.
I'm so heavy. I used to wear 2 Super Plus tampons at once.
I've done that too.
Yeah.
Like I've thought about, like I've done it and then I'm like, I'm sure this is bad for me.
Totally.
But okay, can I tell you an embarrassing story?
Yes.
Because now I just feel like now's the time.
Yeah.
Okay. And like, this was not even that long ago. And I was like, you have got to be kidding me. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm like in awe of these period underwear. Because like, I knew about your period underwear, but I wasn't thinking I'd be like, oh my God, I want a pair of those period underwear. Mm-hmm. I mean, I not that my system is perfect with the 2 sweatpants and everything else.
I know, see a picture.
But okay, so recently I go to this brunch with my boyfriend at the time, now fiance. Mm-hmm. And I'm sitting next to his mom and we're at this like traditional Chinese brunch. Mm-hmm. And it's lovely. It's so beautiful. We're having a nice time. My daughter's there. My son's there. Boyfriend's there. His kids. His mom. It was Mother's Day.
Yeah.
It was Mother's Day. It was Mother's Day brunch.
Yeah.
And I remember walking in and being like, oh, what gorgeous chairs. And they were like these yellow upholstered silk. Yellow silk. Like a gold.
Oh my God. Okay.
A gold silk. Okay. I like scooch on my chair to like get I think it was like a dumpling or something. And I feel something and I'm like, oh my God, no. Oh my God, no. Like, no, like it can't be. Like it can't. Like it can't. It cannot be.
Yeah.
Kind of, like look over literally the entire seat of the chair.
Yeah.
Bright red.
Yeah.
I mean, just bright red.
Did you not know it was coming?
I had no clue.
Okay, so this is the thing. I track. So in the days that I know it's coming, I wear period underwear.
I might just have to wear period underwear all the time.
Yeah.
Because I'm in one of these phases where I don't know exactly. I used to be like clockwork.
Yeah.
But I'm 47.
Oh my God.
It's not as much clockwork.
Leak-proof underwear.
Leak-proof underwear. Mm-hmm. I could not believe it. Mm-hmm. There was no hiding it.
Yeah.
This wasn't like, let me put the napkin here.
No.
This was like, I went to the management and I was like, hi.
Yeah.
Hello. I'm Jacqueline and I'd like to pay for your dry cleaning.
Yeah.
I'm Jacqueline and I'd like to buy you a new chair.
Yeah.
It was kind of impressive, honestly. When you looked at it, I remember like kind of like looking over to my daughter and kind of being like, this is happening right now.
Oh my God, how old is she?
She's 17.
So she gets it. Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I need your shirt.
Yeah.
And because she had like a kind of like a jean shirt over a t-shirt. Mm-hmm. Just because I didn't want to walk to the bathroom with my light tan pants on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anywho, not that I was really embarrassed.
Did you recover the pants?
The pants were recovered.
Oh, that's good.
I couldn't believe it. They were dry clean only.
Wow.
My dry cleaners are like wizards.
Okay, I need their number.
Okay, so I can't even believe this period underwear. Like, oh my God.
Yeah.
I think I just will wear it to like all Mother's Day brunches going forward.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to
Seems like the day that's just like kind of the best for you and also not the best for you.
I know. You know, it was fine though. Like I wasn't really, I mean, other than really just being like, wow, I ruined your chair.
Yeah.
The other part was just kind of like, well, you know, I need to get this system sorted out.
It's a great story though. It's a great story. Can we just like make that into a reel?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
We definitely can. I've got no problem. Like I have no period shame like whatsoever. I'm like the opposite. I want to like wave the flag. Actually, if I'm thinking about it now, I would have like taken the fabric with me and been like, you know what? Check this out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would have been great. I think the no period shame is also so good because I'm so loud and proud on my social media about periods now and sex. And, you know, I've definitely had people who were like, oh, are you sure about that?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
And, you know how it goes.
I do.
I mean, clitorology.
I do.
The name. But
I'm a huge pussy.
Exactly.
Yeah. People are like, are you really?
I mean, loud and proud. And this is how we have to be to encourage other women. Like, we don't need to all have our personality. As you see, our personalities right now are just like bouncing. But it's good to know that you don't have to be ashamed of like basic human things.
Thank you.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, on that brunch, there was this part of me that was like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. And then I just went right into, this is biology.
Yeah, totally.
And yes, I may have inconvenienced the management of this fine establishment.
Yeah.
But you know what? What if I had thrown up on the table?
Totally.
Same thing.
Exactly.
It's a biological function.
Totally. Exactly. Kids poop, women bleed.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. So hemp.
Yes.
What's made of hemp now? Got hemp in the underwear.
Got hemp in the underwear and we have hemp in the pads. And the reason I love it is because it's antibacterial. So, I mean, there was a lot of different reasons. Like, of course, it's very sustainable.
May I open this?
Oh,
I just dug right in. And
no, this is yours.
Really?
This is yours to
Thank
keep.
you so much.
Oh, yeah. Oh my God. I'm like, I don't know. Do you need like a little scissors or something to open the top?
I can do
it. But yeah, I mean, hemp is of course more sustainable and that's really important to us. It's like, we want something that's really healthy. We want something that's healthy for you and also healthy for the planet. So we're like, hemp is perfect. And also with cotton, it's like, I love organic cotton, but there's so many more benefits to hemp, right? So it's like,
what are the benefits of hemp? I can't pretend that I know all the benefits of hemp.
Yeah. So a lot of people, I think when they think of hemp fiber, they think like super crunchy granola, like dreadlocks. That's what I think of. In Humboldt.
Yeah.
But when I started wearing hemp material clothing, I was like, oh, it's so soft. Like my hemp underwear were the softest. Like my hemp bras that are now falling apart because they're like 12 years old that I was wearing to the gym. Yeah, because I was like, why am I wearing synthetic fabrics to the gym that I'm like sweating in, that my body is soaking up all the... So then I started wearing the hemp. Yeah. And so these pads feel way more like underwear than pads. That's like the only way that I can explain them. People are like, I literally forgot I was wearing them, which is like good and not good. They were like, I forgot I was on my period. I'm like, that's the goal.
That is the goal.
You should be so comfortable. You shouldn't be like fidgeting and feeling...
No.
Yeah. So that was the goal with it. And once I started to feel like, once we found our manufacturer, I actually ended up finding a paper manufacturer. And I was like, look, I want to do this project. Can you help us? Hooked them up with the factory. They were like, we can run that material through our machines. Let's try it. Yeah. And then we got to be the first to market with this product. So now it's like, we are trying to just have the softest, most sustainable, biodegradable, pesticide-free, organic, like all the things. It's also antibacterial. So
really?
Yeah, blood has bacteria. Like, of course, as soon as it exits your body. And then sometimes like when you're on your period, you can have smells and things.
Sure.
Yeah. So like if you're wearing hemp, it helps to lessen that bacteria.
Wow.
That's also another, another plus about it.
Okay, I am going to rip this if I open it.
Oh, no, that's totally fine.
Really?
Yeah, right. It's yours.
It's the box.
No, right.
Hey, look, here, I'm just going to like, for the record, it looks so pretty right now.
Thank you. Our minimalist packaging.
I really like it.
Yeah, thank you.
I do. I really like it. Like, it just feels like, okay, you know what? Yeah, I don't feel badly throwing this out. Sometimes, like super, like, you know, like
the
big
plastic and foil. Package. Oh, yeah.
I'm like, oh, we're going to throw this away?
Yeah.
And then like my sustainability self then wants to like make a craft project out of it that I have no time to do.
I know. Well, I think the good thing about this product too is that a lot of people like to a lot of people like to actually keep the boxes out because they're like, it kind of contributes to my minimalist aesthetic. And I made it for those like super clean soft life girlies who want to leave stuff on their counter.
I like
that. And people are like, what is that? Tea? What is that? Hair care? And I'm like, it's actually period products. And so now we see a lot of other brands who are starting to kind of, I don't know, change their packaging and mimic what Rif did. But when you go to the store and you see us on the shelf, it's like very apparent. And it's also psychological, right? It's like, I want to let people know that when they're looking at our product, it is so simple on the box that like we're not trying to fool you with any designs or marketing. Like it is what it is. Do you know what I mean?
And like your ingredients, I love this side of the packaging, which is hemp and organic cotton top sheet, air laid paper, wood pulp core.
Yeah. So that's the absorbent part. And that's also what makes it more affordable. I know that there's a lot of people who, you know what I mean? Like there's a lot of different cellulose that you can put. Yeah. So if we put organic cotton, we'd have to charge like $13 for our pads and we wanted to keep them at $8. So that's why we put the wood absorbent core, and it's forest certified. It's all those good stuff.
This is an overnight?
That's the overnight.
Okay. It's so thin.
It's so thin. I know.
Like my overnight ones literally look like.
I need your period care routine like in a video, because at this point it's just when you talk about it, I'm like,
pretty.
girl,
it's not pretty.
It's
not pretty at all. It looks like a MacGyver scenario.
No,
it's really. Girl. It feels like you should be wearing protective gloves. Oh my God. And like possibly like a headlamp.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Can you imagine?
This is so thin.
Yeah. But like imagine what we were wearing in high school. I'm like, I was really wearing my cheerleading uniform with 2 Super Plus tampons and a pad like this thick. Looking like I had on a damn diaper.
Oh my God. Me too.
Yeah.
I was a cheerleader.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The period days. True. How awful it was.
They were so
doing a toe touch with the maxi pad on. Girl.
How do we even do it?
I don't know. Straight to hell for whoever made those for us.
Seriously, straight to hell.
Yeah.
And can we just like talk about the chemicals that are in them?
Oh, yeah.
Like if we just go and we buy, let's say, something that we wore in high school.
Yeah.
Okay, not to call out any names unless you want to, which I'm fine with that too. But if we were to wear that, what kind of stuff does that have in it?
Oh my God. I mean, I was recently looking at an ingredient list, and a lot of people just don't realize that the polyesters and polyurethanes and everything, those are all oil-based, right? So they are synthetic materials that come from oil and gasoline production. And then they turn them into these like fibers that are then cottonized and turned into the cellulose that goes on your pads.
Get out of here.
And so I'm like, the reason you're itchy and sweaty is because you're literally wearing a byproduct of gasoline for like 5 days a month, 12 months a year for 40 years. That's insane. Okay. That is insane.
It really is insane.
Yeah. It's like, why would we ever put something that was a byproduct of oil and gasoline on our vaginas?
Okay, how about the tampons?
Same thing.
What?
On the outside of them, yeah, a lot of them have the polyester, and on the inside, like you can buy tampons and pads and never even realize that there's not a single stitch of cotton inside of them.
I did not know that.
And they look like cotton.
They look like cotton?
Yeah, it's cottonized plastic.
Feel like cotton?
Yeah.
Wow, they are not cotton.
Yeah, but they don't perform like cotton. That's the thing. It feels like cotton to the touch. But then when people tell me like I could never work out in a pad because I get too sweaty or blah, blah, blah. I'm like, if you wore like a hemp or an organic cotton pad,
you could.
You could. Because when I was testing these, I was like, I need to go for a run in these just to see. I'm going to start wearing them to the gym, like all the samples. And I gave samples to like 100 people on Instagram. I was like, slide into my DM if you want to try these, but you have to work out in them. And I was like, how did you feel? And like 1 out of 100 people were like, oh, I couldn't tell the difference. And I was like, okay, that's fine. I just need to know that for a majority of people, they can feel the obvious difference.
That is so cool. Mm-hmm. I want to see it too. Like I'm thinking about like when I remember having like a period conversation with my daughter when she was about 13. Mm-hmm. And what we did was like, we're super crafty. So I mixed up all these paints and like bowls. And like we made like, this bowl, almost like you're dyeing eggs or something. Yeah. And then we'd like pour that onto the pad and watch it, like,
expand.
Right. Yeah. And we'd like put the tampons in there.
Yeah.
And it was just like fun. It made them more fun instead of like, what do I do with this?
Totally.
And, what I'm thinking about is I want to see like the difference between putting in a regular one, like the ones we wore in high school, to yours.
Yeah.
And just actually watch like the performance of it.
Yeah. And also under a microscope. I think that's really interesting too, because you can see the thing about synthetic fibers, and this is why they're really not good for your vagina, is that they don't open 4 ways, right? So fibers that are natural open 4 ways, and that's what makes them breathable. But when they're not breathable, they're synthetic, they only open 2 ways, which means they trap bacteria and they do not help when you sweat. They don't help the perspiration. Wow. So what happens is on the in layer, they put all these synthetic chemicals and like saps and things to help help trap that so that you don't feel so wet. But then it's just like adding more chemicals to the inside. And then they put hydrogenated oils over it so that you have this like slick feeling. So, I mean, there's just so many things that they're doing that are insane.
Okay, that is insane.
I know. And they're not hiding all this anymore. There was laws that they have to put the ingredients. You can just go and read any Tampax box.
I'm going to.
Yeah. And then just Google the ingredients and you're like,
oh my God.
Who made this in 1983 for what bomb? And now we're putting it in pads?
Wow.
Literally.
Oh my God.
It's crazy.
Let's look at the tampons.
I know. It's just organic cotton. Like that's the only ingredient.
Okay, let's talk about the name.
Yeah.
What is the name? What Rif?
Rif. Okay, so I'm all about the ocean. I'm like from Venice Beach, so is my co-founder. And I wanted to call it Reef at first, but that trademark was not available.
I'm sure it was not.
It was not. They were like, give us $1 million. I was like, I don't have any of that. So Rif stands for Regenerative International Female.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah, I mean, regeneration in all ways. So whether that's like the body, planet, emotional, like there's so many ways that we can regenerate. And one way is by using hemp fiber. So when we grow the hemp, that's actually what makes the soil more diverse and like gives it all these nutrients. And so when we make our product, we make the earth better. Instead of just like sustainable, which is like, we'll use something and then we'll just plant it again. And like, we'll plant a few trees to make it better.
Yeah.
No, when we make our product, it is actually making the planet better. Like that is the mission.
Okay, that is so cool. I did not know this about hemp. Now I want to learn like everything there is to know about hemp.
Yeah, it's great. It's amazing. I feel like it's having a second coming too, because like everyone just had this like whole CBD thing, but I'm like, no, we're going to see it in concrete, in housing, and fiber, and cars. Like hemp is going to, I think it's going to blow up in terms of industrial use a lot, which is great for us because it makes it cheaper and then we don't have to charge tons of money for our product.
Oh. What is the price point?
So it starts at $8 and then it goes up to $11. And the period underwear are actually $24. But with the pad soon, it's all going to be about $8.99. So we're going to line price everything. So
that's in the range of everything else.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, that's not way over anything else.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. I'm just like kind of thinking about that whole hemp thing and how it makes the earth better. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There's so many. I think, when I was thinking about like, what's the reason to be? There's a million companies that already exist. There aren't that many companies. Oh, they're tiny.
This is not a super tampon.
Yes, it is. And it works so good. It works so good.
Tanisha, does this look like a super tampon to you?
It doesn't have an applicator. You can open it. So that's why it's so small. I prefer a non-applicator. I was living in Europe and like I couldn't find applicators. And then I was putting them in without applicators. And I was like, oh, wait. It actually like reached my cervix. And so I don't bleed. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I can put it in the right position.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. We don't really need them.
No, it's like 800 years for a plastic tampon applicator and then you use it for 5 seconds. I just can't justify it.
How is this a super tampon?
It's super. And you see how it has these ridges on the side so the blood actually gets trapped in them so you don't leak. Like the ones that open up sideways, I know a lot of companies make those, but when I use them, they never open. And so I always leak.
Oh my God, I know exactly what you're talking about.
You take them out and it's like the ridges have no blood in them.
That's right.
No, this gets completely filled up. And then I want to show you the coolest thing. So when you use a tampon, sometimes you take out the tampon and then it's like kind of shedding.
Yeah.
Okay, so give me this tampon. I'm going to show you what we did on the outside. So this is, and it's really hard to do, but I have nails. So the outside has this like security layer so that none of the fiber sheds out. And this actually just adds more protection, like it adds more fiber. And then on the inside, that's where we put the organic cotton. So this is made out of organic cotton, this non-woven layer on the outside, and then there's organic cotton on the inside. So it's actually got a ton of absorbent fiber and it will never, like, it just doesn't shed. But you see, as soon as I open this, you probably can't see, but the particles, as soon as I open this, you see all the particle shedding?
Yeah.
And then when I close it up, there's no particle shedding.
And so a typical,
a lot of
the high school tampons don't have that.
No, a lot of them don't. So they just shed, which, I mean, like toxic shock isn't that common, but like more common than that is like people after their periods getting BV or UTIs or yeast infections and things. So many people.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's because you've got fiber inside you that's left over.
Oh my God. So true.
Yeah.
And I love how you just did that. Like you just kind of demystified the tampon, first of all.
Thank you.
Because I've never opened one up like that.
You should.
I know. I'm going to now. Now I want to like dissect tampons.
We should really dissect every single thing that we're wearing. Every single thing that we're putting in and outside of our, like I'm looking now at fragrances. Like that's my new thing. And like, I have not broken up with fragrances. I love my Lancome. I love my Yves Saint Laurent.
Yeah.
But I think when they run out, I'm just going to buy natural fragrances from now on, or just like kind of use them in the home, or like put them on a blazer, but like putting them directly on my skin. I'm like, oof, I'm learning too much. I don't like how much I'm learning. It's too much.
Exactly. You can't unknow it.
Exactly.
Like I can't unknow the stuff now about the tampons.
I know.
And now I will think of like oil wells.
Yeah. And you're like, and then they're like, oh, that leftover fiber right there. Let's go send that to Procter & Gamble for them to put in a tampon. Like, why? Straight to hell.
Straight to hell. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is so cool. Okay, regenerative international woman.
Regenerative international female. That's what it, that's what it stands for.
Regenerative international female.
Rif.
Okay,
Yeah.
I want that to be on here.
I know. I think it's on the bottom, like distributed by somewhere. But
Let's see.
It's somewhere. We just redid our packaging. So there's a lot. There's a lot of new stuff on there.
Directions.
It's still going to look super.
Look how simple that is.
Yeah.
Just so simple.
Super minimalist.
Thank you.
It's still going to be minimalist. But
Our story.
next is going to be me and my co-founder's picture on there. Because I was like, shouldn't we show people who we are?
Yes. Yes, you should. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm saying this because I love you already. And I'm saying this because also I watched in your Instagram post, you were like, hey guys, what do you think of our packaging? And I want to see it say regenerative international female.
Yeah.
Because that right there, if I saw that, I am buying it.
Yeah. You're like, what does that stand for? I don't know, but it sounds interesting.
Oh, I'm there. I'm regenerative. Like that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like let's regenerate right now. Like that sounds like we're evolving. We're doing stuff.
Yeah.
I love that.
We need to do more with that word, actually.
We do. You know, I had like an interesting conversation with a plastic surgeon the other day about that word regenerative. Because that's like a buzzword right now with like fillers are like regenerative, like what they're doing to your tissues. Mm-hmm. But like a regenerative female?
Yeah.
Can we do another show?
We need to.
Can we do another show where we're like dissecting tampons?
Yeah.
And doing a little bit of a product test?
Yeah, I would totally do that. We can like burn things. We can pour water on things.
Yeah. And like bring some paints in there and like stick them in and like watch them.
Yeah. Do you want to know what's really sad? Tampons and pads weren't tested with real blood until this year.
I'm sorry, what now?
They were only tested with like salt water until this year.
Come on.
They've never actually done tests with real blood.
You have got to be kidding me.
I was thinking of wearing a cup even though I can barely wear one and just testing my own products with my own blood just because. Because I was like, so who's going to do the test of blood now? They're just starting to get these tests done.
I like have no words for this.
I know.
That's insane.
That should make you really upset.
It's like I'm not even to the upset part right now.
Yeah.
I'm like the 5 phases of like I can't even believe that.
Yeah.
Salt water?
Yeah.
Like no.
It's not the same as blood.
No.
They don't want to see us win.
Oh my God. I'm so happy that you have this company. I'm so happy that you have like that this happened in the way it's happening. I'm so glad we've manifested it being in CVS.
Yes.
And in Target regular stores.
Yeah.
And I love everything you're doing. I'm like,
Oh my God,
I am
thank you.
truly, I'm like in awe. I'm so excited. I'm really excited. And we're this is like part 1.
Thank you.
Part 1 of I don't even know how many.
I was like, I could talk to you all day long. Honestly, you're very easy to talk to.
Right?
And very much on my wavelength.
Oh my God. Thank you for like making your way all the way from the beach to come up to Hollywood.
It was a trek.
I know it's a trek. And on a Friday, like really, like that means this is love. Like it's forever. That's when you know you're in a relationship that's going to stay. When you go from the beach to Hollywood on a Friday
I know.